is Modern Warfare's new Interstellar Mastery Camo in real life. Well, I haven't made it yet. Duh. But if I don't finish building this model in real life before someone unlocks it in game, I have to send it to them for free. Minus shipping and handling. When am I rich? But I like my, oh, one sec. Let me take this really quick. Wait, what do you mean people are already playing the game? I'm 20 hours behind?
And here we are in the workshop. Now, I've got some things printed and I already have some things done printing. I went through, broke up the file into 6 pieces. This is bigger than I expected, which is not good because we do not have time. I also have some bad news. We got the first ones printed. They just didn't turn out amazing. Like, it's fine, but I really would probably reprint some of these if I had the time, just so we don't have to do excessive prep work. The main concern here is right here. And you can see it just, I don't know if it was the supports just didn't do a good job, but here we are. Now we need to break the land speed record in bondoing. But before we can bondo, we gotta break down this surface a little bit. So we're gonna be hitting it with some really low grit sandpaper, just get the big chunks off. Then we'll hit it with the bondo. Enough yapping, let's freaking get to it. Sandpaper's doing a good job, but I really need to buy myself some time here. So I'm gonna do something that I really hope I don't regret, and we're gonna use a heat gun. Plastic for the models is plastic. Duh. The sketchy thing here is if I leave the heat gun on too long, then it's going to deform our models. I also think it's going to be able to just kind of help us out a little bit with this sanding. It looks pretty good after the sandpaper. First bit of sanding is done now on these pieces and it looks decent. We're getting somewhere. I do think I'm going to use a combination of both Bondo and UV resin. This whole sanding didn't take too long, but it also doesn't look credible. I think it's going to be fine in the end. I'm going to check in on some of these camo grinders because some time has passed. God, I'm so scared to look.
All right, the race is on.
I've been printing and prepping for about 16 hours now. Obviously, only so much on the prep work, but the printing has been going on. Yeah, these guys are already halfway done, and I don't even have all of the pieces printed yet. Our next step for the 3 pieces is gonna be Bondo. However, I am going to glue 2 of these pieces together just so I can start bondoing those together as well and getting those seams all perfect. Piece number 1. And we got piece number 2 here, and we're just gonna be gluing these together like this. We're gonna start with the Gorilla Glue. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Glue. Now we take this glue, and this is just gonna give it a little extra strength while the main glue dries. And now we bondos. Now that we've got this bondoed and we did a thick layer in some areas, and you really gotta let this stuff dry before you can start sanding it and making it absolutely perfect. We don't really have time for that. So I'm gonna hit the heat gun again on the Bondo, and that should dry it out nice and quick. Let's do it. Please don't ruin it, please don't ruin it, please don't ruin it, please don't ruin it, please don't ruin it. All right, Bondo is good enough here in terms of being dry, so I'm gonna go and start sanding this down. Yeah, let's see if we can make this pretty dang smooth. Just like that, we are ready to prime, at least this first piece. So we got the whole back end all glued together. I've bondoed the parts I needed to. We're gonna hit it with our filler primer, which should take care of all of the little layer lines and stuff. We'll do a quick sand after that. I'm gonna start painting this, doing 1 primer, going on. Let's go. Let's go. Gray primer on gray piece. Not the best idea, but we live and learn. With that sprayed, we just finished our next print. This is a small one. It was really quick, and it is just the tip of the barrel.
What did he say?
This last piece is a 10-hour print. Basically, that's gonna be going overnight. Hopefully, there is not too much work we need to do on it tomorrow. We're gonna get everything else ready to paint. Then we're gonna start that, and then this one is just gonna be playing catch up. Let's get this glued. Let's get the other one printing. Let's go. It's super late, but the last piece is done. So let's go check it out. Fans are still going. I'm getting a little anxious. Ooh, looks pretty decent. There's some some decent layer lineage. So this was originally supposed to be like a 12-hour print or 10-hour print, and I said screw it and put the printer in sport mode, and it knocked it down to like a 7-hour print or something like that. You do lose a little bit of quality, but this is a pretty basic piece. So let's just pull these supports off here. Look at that, all of that just pulled off just like that. It actually looks really good. Honestly, I might just spray this down with the filler primer because it's looking really, really solid. I'm just gonna use that, there we go. That's all I'm gonna do, and then we'll sand it tomorrow, and then it is finally time to paint. Good morning. I had to let everything dry last night. I tried to start sanding this thing down, and it was just wrecking my sandpaper. It was just like loading up the sandpaper with extra paint. That's just from the paint not being fully cured. I probably fell behind quite a bit doing that. These guys literally do not sleep. They don't shower. They gotta take a nap at some point, right? We're gonna just sand everything down right now and make the surface smooth. And then I'm gonna do a quick, really, really light coat of just straight up black. And that will be our base. I'm just gonna make things a little bit easier for myself, and we're gonna glue these two pieces together. That way we just have two pieces that we need to paint, and then once it's all done, we'll put it together. Last time you're gonna see it like this, here we are, all gray, it's all sanded. It's in two pieces, but now we spray it black. Hey, let's go.
And here we are, we've got MCW all painted, primed. Yeah, I think it looks really good. So base coat is all done. There's a few spots I'm gonna touch up to start, and then we get to having a lot of fun with the colors. There's a few different areas on this that I think are gonna be really, really fun, but we can't get too carried away because the camo grinders are zooming. They are going way faster than I expected. Let's get painting. Now, as I'm looking at the camo, there's kind of like three main color areas. So the biggest one and the biggest difference from like Orion last year is there is a pretty heavy red influence. And then there's also some good blues too, but it's more kind of teal. There's still some like normal blues and purples, but it's mainly like red and pink, fuchsia, a little bit of orange sometimes, and then that teal color, and then all the way to black. So we are gonna focus on those red areas first, and I feel like that's probably a good place to start. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be putting down our very, very dark red. Once this gets on the surface, I am going to just kind of mark off here just so I don't forget later what parts stay black, and then the rest will get the camo. That's kind of it. Everything else on here on this piece will be getting the camo. All right, now with the red base done, and it looks fine. It's just a base. We are now going to do a blue, but I'm gonna be using purple. This dark purple, it acts like black, but just has a little bit of, you know, nice purple pigment in there. It's just gonna help break up some of this red and be a really good base for our blue section. And now we start building up the colors. So I'm gonna be using red and fuchsia. Let's get to it. We got a really good start here with the pinks and the reds. We're gonna go back to that, but I wanna take a break from that and add in the teal and blue sections next. We're gonna be starting off with this like dark teal. It's gonna be a very similar process. We're just gonna be dabbing onto the surface. I want some black to show through here, so we'll see how it goes. I might add in some black again after, kind of just go with the flow. All right, and with that base teal in there, I do think it's time to add some highlights and really bring this to life. I think it's looking really good. So we're using a very, very light teal here and just building up those colors. And here we are. I did a lot of work and I am super happy with the result. All of these little details and stuff just like really helps sell the piece. I'll kind of show you up close. Look at that. I just love all of that. The next step is we need to basically touch up all of the black areas. Some of these like little like pieces on the gun got to be black. And then there is some very slight nebulous stuff that we got to put over that black. We're going to do those two things now. The secret weapon comes after that.
Good morning. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. Good news is
we are on the final steps of creating our Interstellar Camo. I think it looks fantastic. I'm gonna show you guys it in a second before we do our secret sauce here. The bad news, kind of, is that overnight while I was sleeping, Reed Boy completed the Interstellar Camo. So if we could get some congrats in the comments for Reed Boy. Dude is an absolute freaking grinder. He is one of the people every single year who is always a possibility to win the camo race. Hats off to Reed Boy. I met him at COD Next. He's a great freaking dude. I'm excited that we get to finish this and we're gonna send it to him. The next step is to put the stars on. And the way that we do that, if you've never seen before on the channel, is I use a toothbrush. It looks like the stars are actually a few different colors. So I'm gonna be using this really like teal green seafoam color. And then this is like a flesh color. It should be really good. It should look really cool on the piece. Now, like I said, here's an update. I think this thing is looking awesome. I did all of the black. I added in just like the subtle little colors in the black areas. Job's not finished. So let's do this. That is always one of my favorite things to do. It just transforms the piece so much. So the last step before we show it to Reed Boy, so stay tuned for the reaction because we're gonna send him some photos once this is done and he's gonna react to it on stream. The last step is to do the gloss finish, and for this one, I'm actually gonna do two different finishes. I'm gonna do a gloss over the whole thing, and then we're gonna go back and do matte finish on all of like the black parts, and then we're gonna send it to Mr. Reed Boy. It is done, and I've got it right here in front of me. It looks insane. First, before I show it to you, I'm gonna take some finishing shots, and then I'm going to send it to Reed Boy. Let's see what he has to say about it, and then we'll give you the finishing shots. Let's freaking go. We did it!
Ooh. That shit looks hot. It looks hot. Oh my god. Oh, it's gonna look so good back here. Oh, bro, I love it.
And now finally, the moment that you've been waiting for. Here is our Interstellar MCW. This project was so much fun, and I love the challenge of racing somebody to finish it. So if you guys have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below. If you like this type of video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.